Hello viewers, you are warmly welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to look at the types of Ielts essay questions. Ielts Writing Task 2. And our focus is on the types of essay questions that usually come in the exam. So what are the types of essay questions in this task 2? Let's look at the types. Ielts type 2, writing type 2 questions are usually 5. So there are 5 types of questions. And what are these 5 types? They are 1. Opinion essays, which usually come in the form of agree or disagree. Then we have problem solution essay questions. Then we have advantages and disadvantages type of essay questions. Then we have the two-sided discussion essay questions. And the 5th one is the double question essay, also known as the direct question. So these are the 5 types that we have. Now we are going to look at each type, explain what is involved in it, look at examples, and then how to approach answering that type of question. So let's get started. The first one is the opinion essay, which comes as agree or disagree. What is the nature of this type of question? In this type of question, an argument is presented and you are then asked if you agree or disagree with the argument presented to you. You are also asked to give your own opinion about the argument. After the statement is presented, you are asked any of the following questions. What is your opinion? Or do you agree or disagree? Or you may be asked, to what extent do you agree or disagree? This is the first type of question that we have in the Ielts type 2. Now, let's look at some examples. Let's look at examples of questions that fall under this category. Question 1. Job satisfaction is more important than a big salary. What is your opinion? Question 2. Exposure of children to computer games impedes their academic progress. Do you agree or disagree? Question 3. Regular exercise is the most effective way to improve health. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So this is the opinion type of questions. All these 3 are opinion types. Now, how do you approach this? How do you answer questions of this nature in your Ielts exam? Now let's look at how to approach it. How to answer opinion questions. To answer this type of Ielts questions, it is important to choose one side of the argument. Remember, you are always asked, what is your opinion? Remember, you are always asked, do you agree or disagree? Or you may be asked, to what extent do you agree? So always choose one side. That is whether you agree or you disagree. Choose the side you want to. In fact, the side that you choose does not matter once you will be able to respond to it. Then, state your opinion. That is the side that you have chosen clearly in the introduction. You must state it. So if you agree that exercise is the effective way, you must state clearly that you agree that exercise is the most effective way to improve health. Great. Keep to the opinion that you have chosen throughout the essay. Very important. Once you have chosen that you have agreed, then everything you are going to say in that essay should point to the fact that you agree. Do not bring the opposite side. No, you must stay focused throughout. Then also, you need to give reasons why you have chosen that opinion. You see, do not give reasons for the opposing view. Stay focused, and the side you have chosen, you should be able to give at least 2 reasons or 3 reasons, and that will be sufficient. That is how to approach it. And these 2 reasons or 3 reasons that you are going to give, ideally, you should give them 1 per paragraph. So 1 reason in 1 paragraph, another reason in another paragraph. This is how you approach the opinion type of question. Now, let's move on to the other type. The next one we want to look at is the problem solution essay question. Problem solution essay questions. Now, in this type of Ielts question, it actually begins with an assertion, and you are tasked to do 2 things. Discuss the causes or the negative impact of that assertion made, and then 2, the solution to the causes provided. So that is why it is a problem solution. Now, this type of question, let's look at some examples. What is the nature of this type of question? Let's look at this example. I have 2 examples here. 1, congestion in many cities in the world is a huge challenge. What are the causes of this? How can these challenges be solved? You see? So first you are asked a question. What are the causes of this? So they present to you congestion in many cities. Then what are the causes? So first you have to discuss the causes. Then 2, how can these challenges be solved? Then you have to look at the challenges too. Great. The second example here. These days, many people die as a result of chronic diseases despite advances in medicine. What is this? Why is this the case? So you now have to provide why this is the case. Then, what can be done to solve this problem? Now, let us look at details about how do you approach this question. How do you answer? How do you write the essay for this type, problem solution essay question? Great. This is how to go about it. First, you have to provide at least 2 causes of the problem presented to you. Remember, you are always presented with a problem. So at least identify 2 causes. Okay? Great. Then you have to provide solutions to the causes that you have provided. So you identify the causes. Then you now, in another paragraph, have to provide what are the solutions. Do not provide many causes. Yes, do not provide many causes. 2 causes may be okay, at most 3. So do not provide many causes. Provide only 2 or 3. Great. Then make sure you relate each cause to its solution. Right? So you are providing 2 causes. Cause 1 should have its solution. Cause number 2 should also have its solution. So that is how you respond or answer this type of Ielts questions. Now let's move on to another type of Ielts task 2 questions. The next type we're going to look at is the Ielts essay question on advantages and disadvantages. So what is the nature of this type of Ielts question? In this type of question, an issue is presented. You are then asked to discuss both the advantages and disadvantages of the issue presented to you. And after the issue is presented, you are asked any of the following. What are the advantages and disadvantages of the issue presented? Or you may be asked, do you think the advantages outweigh the disadvantages? Or you may be asked, discuss the advantages and disadvantages and give your opinion. So this is the advantage and disadvantage type. Now, how do we answer questions of this nature? This is how to approach it. For this type of question, let's look at some examples. Example 1. Some experts believe that children have to start learning a second language in primary school and not at the secondary school. So this is the issue presented to you. Then you are asked, do the advantages of this outweigh the disadvantages? Great. Next question. In some countries, it is compulsory for young adults between the ages of 18 and 20 to work under national supervision. Discuss the advantages and disadvantages of this and give your opinion. So this is the nature of the advantages and disadvantages type of question. Now let us look at how to answer this type of essay question. Great. How do we answer this type of essay question? First, outline the two views stated in the introductory paragraph. Remember, you are looking at two views, advantages and disadvantages. So your introductory paragraph must indicate clearly that in your essay, you are going to discuss the advantages and disadvantages of the issue presented to you. That must be clearly stated in your introductory paragraph. Great. Now, after you've stated that in your introductory paragraph, you then move on. Though this type of question requires you to write about advantages and disadvantages, it is advisable to write about one advantage in the first body paragraph and one disadvantage in the second body paragraph. So here, because you are writing about advantages and disadvantages, project one advantage in one paragraph, then another, which is the disadvantage, in another paragraph. Ideally, that is how it should be. Don't put the two into one paragraph. Great. Now, let us look at the fourth type of Ielts questions in the task 2. This is what we call the two-sided discussion essay. And this type of question, how does it look like? This is how it looks like. This type of question presents two opposing sides of an issue in the form of a debate. In this type of essay, you are required to discuss both sides of the argument presented and give your opinion. Let us look at some examples of this question. Right. Great. Look at some example. Example 1. Some people think children should be given punishment as disciplinary measures. However, some say children should not be punished or scolded. Discuss both views and give your opinion. Great. Another question. Some people believe that the media should be regulated by government. Others are of the view that the media should be allowed to exercise free expression. Discuss both views and give your opinion. Great. So, how do you answer questions of this nature. Two sides of an issue is presented to you, and then now you have to present your opinion as well. Great. This is how to approach it. You must develop both sides of the argument. So it is important to state both sides in your introductory paragraph clearly, that your essay will discuss both sides. That is, for example, those who say the media should not be regulated, and then those who are of the view that it should be regulated. State clearly, this is what you're going to look at, and then offer your opinion. Great. Now, after you've done that, in your next paragraph, develop one side of the argument in one paragraph. So one paragraph should contain one side. Then develop the other side of the argument in the second paragraph or second body paragraph. Then the next paragraph, give your opinion in that paragraph. So that is how it is ordered. It looks like it structures itself for you. You have your introductory paragraph, you state what you're going to do there, you are going to look at both sides. Then the next paragraph takes one of the sides, the next takes another, then you offer your opinion. Great. Now let us look at the double question essay, direct question. This is the fifth type of Ielts question. What is the nature of this question? Now let's look at it. In this type of question, a statement is presented. The statement is followed by two different questions. The two questions that follow the statement may or may not be related. Great. Now let's look at examples of this type of question, so that this type of Ielts question will know how it is presented. Look at these two examples. Example 1. Education plays a role in the employment of individuals. This is the issue presented. Then the questions follow. What is the role of education in employment? Then 2. What role does the talent of an individual play in the employment? 2. So example 2. When people are wealthy, they are considered to be successful. Then your questions. Is wealth a good measure of success? Then 2. What do you think makes a person successful? Now let's look at how to answer this type of question. How do you answer it? This is how you answer this type of question. It is advisable to refer to the statement presented in your introductory paragraph and link the two questions asked. Remember, this type of, you are presented a statement, then you are asked two questions. So make reference to that statement. Then provide the two questions, link them, okay? Link the two questions so that we will know that must be clearly stated in your first paragraph, the introductory paragraph. Now, you have to make sure you answer the two questions asked. Yes, the two questions that you've been asked, you have to answer them. For example, the first example I gave, I said, education plays a role in the employment of individuals. Then the first question is, what is the role of education in employment? You have to answer that. The role of education in employment. You have to respond to that in one paragraph. Then the next question, what role does the talent of an individual play in employment? So the role of talent in employment will be the next one that you discuss. Do you get it? Yes. So answer the first question in the first body paragraph and the second question in the second body paragraph. Then your last paragraph will be your conclusion. Great. So this is how to approach the various IELTS questions. So in this video, my dear viewers, a piece of advice I will offer in conclusion is that it is advisable to be aware of the different types of IELTS essay questions, and you should be familiar with each of them when preparing for your IELTS writing task 2 exam, so that on the basis of the question asked, you will know how to approach it. Thank you for watching this video.